Well, we caught him on the road. As a matter of fact, he's trying to get to a senior event. It's Keith Riggs, seatbelt on, though. Safety first, always. Nicely done. Nice win last night. You guys had a shortened game against Edmond North, 21 nothing, which that's really, I mean, it can happen. It kind of walked me through what went on.
Well, it was just a strange situation. The forecasts were kind of mixed on when the rain would come in and how much lightning we might have. They thought most of the bad stuff was going to be out to our west, but started the game in some light rain. Had kind of a single lightning strike within 10 miles, so we had to clear the field,
Right.
had to wait the 30 minutes, and got back out on the field. But, while we were off the field for that first delay, it was pretty obvious it was going to be difficult to get the whole game in that night because of the big line with lightning in it that was headed our way. So we went back out. We're going to try to get as much in as we could, and with the second delay, we got back together and just discussed, what our options were, the chances for playing or finishing or doing anything that night were pretty much non-existent. And so, with that, we decided, both sides agreed that we would just call the game where it was.
And it's tragic. Well, I don't say tragic. It's not. It's unfortunate as it is. There was really not much else can be done. And it was a 21-0 lead at the time. You guys were playing really well in that driving rain. But I think the base question is, I mean, I think you'd always rather play the whole game. Is there any concern about losing some sharpness from that? Or at this point in the season, is it no big deal?
Well, I think you could argue both sides, right? There are some advantages to playing the whole game. You get your last tune up before the playoffs. You want to get a little more time with your starters in, but you also those twos, probably would have gotten into the game
Yeah.
had we played the entire time, and so you hate that for them, but you want to get out of the game healthy. And so, with calling it, you ensure that you're going to walk away without any injuries leading into the playoffs. And so, you could go both ways with it. It'd have been great to play the whole game. It wasn't feasible for that night. And of course, the weather's supposed to be really bad tonight as well.
Yeah, that's right. And we fortunately got our game in, and a heck of a game it was. Union losing. We'll talk about playoff scenarios here in a second because obviously that was big for you guys, and it's going to
Mhm.
continue to be big. Pardon me, my phone's ringing. I got to turn that off. And it's going to continue to be big. So your playoff scenario at this point still has to do with a game tonight, but you're pretty close to having locked up, aren't you?
Yeah, Norman would have to win big against Bixby to change anything for us. And Norman's got a really good team, but
Hmm.
probably unlikely, right? So we should finish second in our district, have a bye next week, and see the winner of Union and whoever they wind up playing in their first round game.
Yeah, which could be more than likely could be Deer Creek. There are a couple of other possibilities out there for them after their loss last night late in that game against Edmond Memorial, who's a really good football team. But speaking of good, as we've talked about with your guys, they just keep getting better. Katie Jones was good last night. Owen was good again. And again, your team has really started to peak. Got to be pleased with it. You talked consistency all year? Is that still the thing that you're really most happy with, or is there something else they're doing?
Well, you know, you've got to be consistent to have success on the field, and so that certainly has continued to be a conversation topic. But as we have improved, we're able or have been able to kind of drill down on the finer details we need to improve on, those little things that can easily go unnoticed without some deep film study. And our guys have really responded and have done a great job of maintaining their focus through this end of our regular season, and being disciplined to continue to work to get better. Human nature says, I can relax a little bit, I can take some time off, but they haven't done that, and our coaches haven't either, and I think that has helped us continue to grow as a team.
You think you're playing your best football?
Um, I hope not. I hope we have more in the tank. I think we're certainly improving and we're getting closer to that ultimate goal. But I do think, we can still get a little better than we are right now.
That's a good coach answer right there. All right, now I want to talk about the bye week here. As I mentioned last night, Union losing, which means they have to play in 8 days. You've got almost 15 before you have to play again. I know it's a good thing. It can also be a sharpness thing. How do you play that and try to keep your team at that peak that you are right now?
Yeah, it can be a challenge. I know some coaches don't like it, having that much time off and then going and playing a really good team that, is on that normal weekly schedule. Um, I think it's what you make out of it. The mindset you have going into, uh, you know, this week we get to really focus on us. We get to get guys healed up, that have been through the grind through this season, and we get a little peek ahead at two options. You never are absolutely certain who you're going to play, but you can, as coaches, we not necessarily present it to the players, but as coaches you can kind of get a look at who you might play and what might go into your game plan. So I do think there's a lot of advantages if you look at it that way.
Well, and certainly if it is Union, I know your guys will be very excited to have them come over to your place to play. A classic matchup in a game where it would be really important. I mean, there couldn't be anything about that your guys would not like, I wouldn't think.
Now, Jenks Union playoff games, you can just look back over the last 30 years. Some amazing games. Yes.
Yeah, and I've been there for almost all of them, and I know so you have as well. And I remember one clip of Allen in one game when he should have been terribly under pressure, turning to somebody with a smile and said, "Can you believe it just gets better?" And I think that just kind of says what happens between these two when they get together. Now, as we do close it out or get close to closing it out here, you're going to spend some time on the road. You're going to spend some time scouting. Do you divide your guys up and say, okay, you guys go look at Union, you guys go look at whoever they're going to play? Is that how you guys play it?
Uh, Generally, yes. It's always good to be there in person because you see things that you just don't see on film.
Sure.
But with the explosion of live streaming, you can get a lot of that, just sitting at home and watching it or sitting at the office and watching it. So we'll kind of be split up between those three options. We'll have, I think most everybody is going to be watching one of those games, but we like to have one or two guys go in person to just pick up on those things you don't really see in watching film or watching it online.
How's health for you guys?
We're a little banged up right now, so as I mentioned, this bye week is going to really help there and get some people healed up, and some guys that have been playing through injuries can get fully healed, and some guys that have been out, we should have back for that playoff run.
Tell them where you're getting ready to go because I think this is really cool.
So we have an event called Prep U. It's a career day for our seniors. Matt Pinnell spoke to them this morning on our campus. Dave Rader was there. It was awesome to visit with those guys before they spoke. And then we head to OSU Tulsa. And so we're going to have um, several speakers in several different industries throughout the day for our students to attend and learn more about some career options they may be exploring. And it's a wonderful event. Every year we have some skeptical seniors that go because they're required to, but they come out of it really impressed and really appreciative of what they learned that day.
I would imagine so. Do you have anybody in the media talking to them?
I'm sure we do. I haven't seen the full list of speakers yet. Don King spoke last year.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So we usually do. Yes.
Yeah, you'll have no finer representative than Don King. I guarantee you
Yeah.
that. All right, so we're in playoff month. We know that. So that means the hair thing is going to happen here, but it also means that Thanksgiving is here. And you and I have talked about this before back on the old radio show. I know you're thinking about football right now, but we're not that far from Turkey Day. So as we close in, I wanted to tell you that one of the specials at Sunrise Cafe this weekend is their turkey and dressing. Right now, you are a turkey and dressing guy, right?
I love turkey. You only have it a couple times a year. I love it. I eat my weight in it, I think.
Well, why do we only have it a couple of times a year? We're free. We can go buy
That's
it
a
if we
good
want, right?
question.
I know
That is a
it's
great
weird.
question.
Anyway, they've got that this weekend, and it's everything that comes with it you normally would have, and the green beans and the gravy and the cranberry sauce and all that stuff. But I want you to listen to this breakfast special. See what you think about this. Now, Keith's a waffle pancake kind of guy. At least I know you like that kind of thing. This just floored me. Randy Robbins sent me this email. It's chicken bacon ranch breakfast nachos. So this is a big, thick, cut, heavy, wavy fries, laid all in a pan, and it's got the sunrise fry seasoning on it. Then it's drizzled with chicken bacon ranch cheese sauce. They top that with roasted red peppers, chicken breast, 2 eggs cooked any way you want. Then you get a choice of bread and fruit, and it's $12.
Wow.
11.99.
That
Would you
makes
eat
me
that?
hungry.
Would you eat that?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
me too, right now. And then next week it's chicken fajita breakfast skillet all week long for breakfast and chicken cacciatore for lunch. That's 101st and Sheridan at Sunrise Cafe. All right, so here at the end of the year, what are you feeling best about? What do you still have a little concern about?
Well, I feel really good where we're at as a team. Uh, you know, what I worry about is just, we deal with teenagers every day, and there's some challenges that come along with them. I love them to death, right?
Yep.
But we got to stay focused. We got to, we're so close right now, right? You don't want to walk away from the year with regrets, and
Yeah.
so we want to make sure that every every guy on our team is all in. Every coach on our team is all in, and we're giving everything we have to the team these next few weeks.
Yeah, I got you. Well, drive safe, have fun at that career fair, and tell them to pick the jobs with a lot of this.
All right, sounds good.